All right. Hello, hello. Greetings and salutations. Tis another riveting episode of D&D. Episode 119. Huzzah. They're getting there. They're getting there. They're moving towards the goal, but I throw a lot of side things in there that they love to explore in depth. So, you know, um, because, it's a living, breathing world, and there's things that happen outside of the player's interaction. So it's like, yeah, they kind of run into this thing. Yeah, they run into this thing over here. Yeah, yeah. This thing happens. There's something going on over here that they have every right to explore or ignore. So, such is the way. But with that being said, gonna round them up, get them ready, do a roll call, and we'll get started in a minute. All right? All right. Thanks for being here.
Let me log into Foundry.
We are here.
Alrighty. So who would like to do a recap?
Are we gonna wait for Opal or no?
I'll
Nope.
join.
Okay.
Because technically the starting time is 7:40.
Yep.
Is it? Is
We
it? Okay.
He's
we
late.
had entered the rooms of the part of the tower beneath the tower, the part that had fallen down, and inside of the room was a bunch of mushrooms all over the place. And I think it was Veldrin and Opal had like investigated the mushroom some, and it like pulled a rat into it, and Veldrin was like,
What are you talking about?
This was last session with the zombie creature."
I was there, but don't remember that part. Okay, anyway, don't talk about that very much, okay?
And
I have a
Veldrin was like, "That's a predatory behavior, which mushrooms should not do. Something is up." And then that launched into the fight with our zombie.
zombie. Are you still there?
I said I think we launched into the fight with a
Okay.
zombie, and that was like kind of it.
So
It kind of
zombie
was.
fight. We got messed around. We got thrown about. I'm horrible at this without a map, but that's okay. While we're going back and forth, Opal gets mostly beat up. I think it's like Opal gets like nearly brought down. It ends up being the four of us: Opal, Veldrin, Sari, and Niavara, beating the shit out of this undead beastie. As like, we're all just sitting in the room. DM is in the background going, is there something nearby? I don't know. A smiley face heart emoji. Is there? It's totally safe, you guys. Get in the water. We finished the fight. All of us are like, well, we're lost. We don't know where to go. There is a bit of a spat between Sari and Niavara as they go back and forth between what is exactly needs to be done next, right?
Well,
And it ends up
I think yes, right at the beginning, but then Sari saw that
at
you
the
guys
very end.
were
Yeah. Yeah.
right, and then everybody kept arguing with me because they didn't realize I got it.
Sorry.
But yes, we had an argument about where to go, what to do, what's happening.
We ended up deciding that we're going to sleep the night. We're going to keep exploring here because we're, lost in the middle of the Underdark. There's no clear exit out. None of us
Right.
know teleport. And the teleportation circle is on the ceiling. If it is there at all. In which case,
Right. We need clues.
we need a way out. That means we need a way up. And flight only gets us so far.
I wonder how many people I could fit on my horse, on my Pegasus.
Gonna
Up to
break
2.
that poor thing's back.
How many did you say, Ice? Ice Cube?
Up to 2.
Up to 2. Okay, thanks.
So, we are now back in the tower with the flump on the bottom floor. We have locked it. And we've decided to go to sleep for the night. Zedrin is taking the first watch. Ba-bam. I believe that's where we left off session.
I do believe so. So, I guess we'll jump right to our first watch.
Anyone else joining Zedrin? Niavara's thought about it. But it's like that would break the mold so hard.
What's that?
To do first watch. Hi, Gavin.
Hi, sorry, I was cleaning up for dinner alone.
Who's Gavin?
You're right. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
did this bit last time. The mysterious void known as Gavin that only I respond to. Anyway, hello, Opal. Who's gonna be on first watch with Zeterin?
Give it a go, Neovara. I usually do it. You can tag in. Have fun.
You're right, I can. That means I can focus fully on prayer tomorrow morning.
Not split your attention.
Not split my attention unless someone else wants to fill in. Kozik, sorry. Are you guys gonna do morning watch or
I was
middle
thinking
watch?
of taking second watch. I usually take second watch.
All right. Kozik,
Yeah, sure.
first, second, third.
Veldrin will fill in wherever it's needed.
Neovara slumps a little bit. She's like, okay. I see. Okay.
Fine. Make me
First
stick
watch
around
it
with
is.
Zed. God.
I'll have you know that I think he's perfectly passable.
High praise.
No doubt. I need to find something to kill anyway. And she's
Alright.
like, tapping her knife. Think the flump's gonna be a hard fight? Teasing, of course, I wouldn't do it.
Alright, so first watchers, we'll start with perception.
Nice.
Gee.
Wow.
I guess that makes up for you not getting to do a combat last time.
Right.
Oh my
Me
god,
realizing
that
that I
was so
missed
sad.
out on a fight.
The whole time.
Alright. So with a 26 and a 25, throughout the evening, you would hear the sounds of some sizably large winged beast flying overhead every so often. Not that frequently, but in the course of, let's see, like your watch is usually 2-3 hours ish. You would hear it probably 2 or 3 times maybe, but just something very large, the beating of wings off in the distance somewhere above, but very muddled in that, I mean, you are kind of in a tower with doors locked, so you can hear it, but it doesn't sound like it's close, but you're also in a big stone building, so it's probably a
I
miracle you
guess,
could hear it all.
and so it doesn't sound like it's looming. It just sounds like it's flown by a couple times.
Correct.
Okay. Could I spend an hour casting my Find Familiar?
Yes, you can.
Yay.
And then send it out the
And
window and have it get eaten again immediately.
yeah, I was gonna say and probably immediately have it get eaten again. Yeah. He doesn't. I don't really have anything else to do. So yeah. And there's no windows or anything, right? It's just this big door.
Nope, there are no windows on this base floor of this gigantic tower.
Right. And I'm assuming by now the um the spell that Neovara cast that allows us to transform, that's probably ended, right?
It will be by the end of the rest.
Okay. Yeah, I think Zed will just hang out then.
Sorry, I had to step away.
And what's Nevar doing?
So, first off, she's probably going to be getting out, her journals, sorting through it for a hot minute, right? Trying to refresh her recollection of anything before thinking of like, okay, I've traveled in the Underdark some, and I have all this knowledge, collections of stuff. Where the fuck am I? How do I get out of here? Type of thing. Right?
Yeah,
Because
trying to
she's
figure out a way out.
acknowledged that the whole party is relying on her because she loves Veldrin. Veldrin is her sibling. Veldrin did not really ever get out further than the city. To her knowledge, she should say.
I did say Veldrin was the pretty princess locked in the castle, so
Would I be able to try and roll a like history check or a survival roll?
Let's go with a history.
Makes sense. They're the same, but also, actually, no. Survival is in wisdom, isn't it? I see.
Mm-mm.
Stress is doing her wonders. I see.
So, you take a moment to try and think of a way how to get out of here. Even think a way how you even, I mean, using the information you have of how you got here, how do you get out of here? Where is here? What is here? When is here? It's just Underdark. There's a lot of strange things in the Underdark. There's a lot of strange magics in the Underdark. And as such, you are unable to reach a conclusion based on you think there could, I mean, you'd imagine if it's an Underdark, then there's got to be something above it. Otherwise, it's not really an Underdark. Can't have a cave without there being something for a cave to form in. But as far as how you get out, that's the challenge.
Damn it. Has Zedrin fed his raven back to the monster? Or are we still waiting on that?
Good question.
Actually, when,
I It takes an hour for the ritual spell thing, so
when logic fails, she brings out her tarot cards and starts shuffling them. Because, maybe intellectual pursuits are not her strongest affair. Religiosity is, though. She thinks. So she'll sit back next to Zedrin and sort of go, what are you going to do about Marn, even? I mean, kill him, but,
About,
like, how?
about what?
I
Oh,
mean,
sorry, I just
Marn.
didn't. Oh, Marn. Okay.
I don't know. It's getting
Seems like,
old just always having someone trying to chase you down, but
yeah.
if he's so magically inclined, why not just show up?
Feeds off your fear, maybe.
Yeah.
Likes it.
Maybe a question about here.
Mhm.
All those rooms that we were in were kind of more or less either glimpses into our past or maybe just into our own psyche, you know?
Mhm. I saw patterns, but I understand. So what's the question?
Is it possible, like, we went through a portal that was supposed to take us somewhere completely different. Is it possible that we're not really here? Like, this isn't where we think it is? and that's why we can't find out where we are? Because we're not?
Ooh.
Now that is an interesting question. And she thinks on it.
Now, you've
There
been
are
here before.
Mhm.
Would there be any sort of signs or, like, for instance, a little statuette of a dragonborn being in a tower in the middle of the Underdark with no other relevance whatsoever? Like, little things that might stick out that make it to where this world isn't what it seems to be.
Yeah. I'll rephrase it for you in a way that you might understand. If you, while you were sailing, came upon an empty ship in the middle of the sea, would you question it? I mean, obviously something happened to the people in it, but like, would you think it's so bizarre that you would suddenly question if you were in the sea itself?
I guess immediately no, 'cause I've
Exactly.
sailed past seas that, folks might raise up their sails and get some rest or whatnot and just be aimlessly floating. What if there were signs like, you know,
You've never seen a ghost ship?
eh, not
Well,
really sure.
not the ghost type of it, but like, no one was there.
Oh, yeah.
I guess like that's what I mean. The Underdark is big. It's as big as the world itself, right? Because it's just, and she uses her box of cards. Like the top goes on top of it, and like she points to the piece below. Literally, it's beneath it, inside of it. So it's just as big as and vast. And she pauses. And there was that really big genocide of like one of the major powers, maybe a couple odd 100 years ago. So if it's a little empty and quiet, I think we might have some answers. Maybe some centuries ago, what you would have encountered when you were here was a whole group of of drow coming to, capture you and turn you into slaves. But she glances around. The undergnomes won't really mess with you. You're a surface dweller. And they definitely won't mess with me and Veldrin. Um, and the deep dwarves, wherever they are, I don't want to know. It certainly looks and seems like the Underdark. In history of the Drow, tell of great magicians. People that would be able to do things like this. So, I guess it doesn't feel like it's all fake. Could be. In the Traveler, there is infinite mystery. Want a card?
Sure.
And she'll let him cut it. Because you can see her like hands struggling. She's like, God damn it. I hate shuffling cards. Right. Interesting. Ten of Cups, Princess of Cups, and the Magician. Let's see.
Little one flutters down as you start displaying cards and lands on the ground as you splay them out.
So the Ten of Cups is upright. So this is a sign that you have in your past. You were once emotionally fulfilled. Your relationships, your family, the bonds were warm and harmonious. There was inner peace. It flowed with great clarity and grace. Time was in your favor. It held space for you to fully express yourself. Perhaps what this card is saying in your past is that you were whole before. Your next card is the Princess of Cups reversed. At the moment, it is informing you that you need to running away will not solve your problems, whatever your problem may be. Whatever your vice, it will only provide you temporary comfort, and that can be damaging in the long run. You might be emotionally insecure. It's peeking through. You're demanding too much from your loved ones, and you're unable to give much in return. It's easy to sink into the low tide. You should have faith that you have the ability to swim above the waves. Anchor yourself. Ask your inner child what you need. Get to your core issues. By tending to your little one, you may open up the blockages that you have in other areas. Be careful of emotional instability and temper tantrums, because those run high when you have unresolved issues. Check in with yourself from time to time. And the future, which is what I actually want to know, it is Orion, the magician. Reversed. There's an indication of frustration, lack of clarity. You feel that you have so much to give. Your talents aren't being seen or valued or appreciated. You should ask yourself going forward, what's blocking me? What do I need to change my current circumstances? Something is hindering you from expressing the full range of your skills and keeping you locked up in a box. Beware of people and situations that do not have your best interests at heart. Your vulnerability makes you a prime target for manipulation and may be unintentionally attracting some shady folk. You have the resources to get yourself out of trouble. Protect yourself and don't fall into others' traps or your own. Sound like an answer to anything?
Not sure if it's an answer, but I guess I could say it makes sense.
Certainly sounds like you thinking about Marn. I wonder if he's you in some way. Not literally you, but spiritually. Tied to you in some way that we might not yet understand.
Well,
Have your crow back?
um, probably still, I guess, still doing still kind of like focusing on this ritual. I don't even know what the ritual would be.
Sitting on the ground with the shape of a bird bone in the ground. That's me shooting the shit.
Right.
Little one waddles up and pokes one of the cards. You get all that from cards?
Yes. You have to learn how to read them.
I know can read.
You cannot read? Why, little one? You can also tell quite a bit from the images on them, you know.
Oh.
I'll do a reading myself. And she sort of slumps a little. I don't know what to do about Vel. Zed, do you have any siblings?
I got crew.
That counts, I think. I don't know what he wants from me. Didn't he come back to be safe? Keep
You
feeling like
know,
I disappoint him.
it might not really be. It might not be what he wants, but it might be more what he didn't get to have. And like, by that, like growing up with his sister.
How so?
Oh, didn't, well, I'm one to talk, but didn't really have like the typical upbringing.
I suppose not.
And then you
For a
got
drow.
separated. And then there was time where you just were apart.
Mhm.
And the time that you were together probably, well, it's not for me to say, but maybe just didn't make up for the time that you weren't. And this might just be an endeavor to get that time back.
I don't know what he's looking for in me. I'm barely even a person.
Little one flutters up to your face very quickly when you say that and pokes you on the nose with a little talon. You're like a person to me. Yep.
Solid like that. But what's inside? And she taps on her face and then shifts through several different ones. A mask, right, would also feel solid beneath your fingers, but it would be hollow beneath.
If you hollow
So-
beneath, then mask would fall off. He nods knowingly.
Very wise. So here are my cards, little one, and I'll run you through how I read them, if you will. Ready?
Okay.
The Knight
lands.
of Pentacles, the High Priestess reversed, and the Princess of Cups again. Okay, but this time she's upright. So the Knight of a suit indicates an active role of that suit, whatever it may be. It's the start of a culmination, one might say. Cups or pentacles or coins is a suit of riches, of money, typically speaking. It also can represent earth, the material, one might say. So the knight, right, as the active role, upright, it's a card of romanticism, emotional elation, and adoration, right? It is a charmer, a seducer, and a lover. In my past, I don't think this is right. But all right. He says that before my questioner, the person I was a question about, was a highly in tune with intuition, not afraid of a deep conversation. His emotions play key in his life, rule his decision making. It prances as a person, as a vent, or as a part of myself that'll bring me to high spirits. Maybe, and that's my past.
That the traveler person you talk about, right?
Maybe. I was actually asking about Veldrin, though. So, it is saying that there was a connection before, though. It urges me to shine a light on my vision and to take the plunge, and I did take the plunge. I followed him out from the Underdark. Whatever I chose to do, I should have been emotionally supported in that process. The second card is a High Arcana, the High Priestess, little one.
Nice.
It is Boulder Eye, as she welcomes Orion to the court of the gods. You can see her on the throne here. The High Priestess has a card, right? It, typically speaking, would mean like her intuition, her serenity in the divine goddess, but it's upside down, meaning that right now, whatever the initial meaning is, it's reversed. Right now, she's not actually on her throne. If you're looking at it upside down, she would fall off of it. So it's this card of imbalance. The essence of the soul is causing to second guess myself and my decisions. This disconnect, right? It's between you, myself, my inner voice. It's bringing distractions, a buzz that is numbing my powers. It's advising me to be still, to get in tune with my innate wisdom. And apparently I'm ignoring her attempts to tell me otherwise with my excuses of being too busy. That I shouldn't be looking toward external sources for answers. Great card. And she flicks it. I must get in touch with my higher self, she says. I wonder what that means. The last one is the Princess of Cups, again. So Cups is the suit of water. Oh, wait, I made a mistake on the first one, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Oh well. The Princess of Cups, though. So, the princess in some suits is called the page, right? She's the step below the queen. She's the next step forward as things go forth, right? If the knight is the active role, then the princess is the subconscious role, I think. And she's telling me in my future that subconscious messages swim through my mind. I'm receiving intuitive messages from within. She's bringing me the inspiration to create and trust my insight, to listen to my intuition, to be open-minded about new experiences. How messages can take form. My emotions. The news can be subtle or extreme, so I have to trust my gut on what it's trying to tell me. Pay attention to synchronistic events and symbols in dreams. It is my guide in delivering a message. I should let my emotions come out to play with free rein. Vulnerability is my sleeve, so I should wear it with an open heart. And she, looks at her book and she rolls her eyes. Like I would do that. Express myself freely, as open and curious, as innocent and open as a curious child. Answers and questions may appear in surprising and playful ways. Rude.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, just be open
you
with
don't
people.
express yourself?
No,
Why not?
it is a tenet of my religion. Everything I've ever said, right? This isn't even my voice. Did you think of that? As I said, masks on masks.
What if your voice is the masks?
Hmm?
What if all the mask you wear is you?
Yes, you are coming to understand. It is all me, and none of it is me.
But that's what make you you.
Sorry, I think you were right the first time.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
What?
What's that?
I couldn't understand what little one said.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
sorry. That's why I stopped talking. Sorry about that.
You pretty much said, but all that is what make you you, and so you express yourself. It sound like you express yourself, and by not expressing yourself, but that's still you. Nobody else is you, right?
Somebody else is me. I wear her face. I think it suits me better.
But you wear their face, but you still have all the other ones. But they all you not her, just 'cause you wear a face, like me. And he points to himself. I am me. Even if I put on mask, I still me, right?
That would be true.
Zed's gonna pull out. Zed's just sitting here listening, kind of like, but he's gonna be looking at Niavara, and he's gonna reach into his pocket and pull out a shard of Little One, like one of his scales. I got this. That doesn't mean that he isn't him. That makes sense.
I suppose it does. I guess it's more like a she wants what I had. I don't know what she went through was her line. I suppose that's right. But what else would I be? Make sense? Changelings, our faces is nothing, right? And I have my most natural voice sounds more like Veldrin's than not. I'm sure
Aye, but
you've
still
heard it a
your
couple times
voice.
now. This one? Or that one?
No, I'm saying you just called it your voice.
Mhm.
That has to belong to someone.
Oh yes, vocal cords are trained. I'm more saying how I'm presenting to you right now isn't really me, or is it?
I could understand that, yeah. But you're suggesting that you're not a person. You're just shades of another.
Mhm.
I think what Little One is countering is all that makes up who you are.
And
True.
he just points to Zed.
Oh, that's a clever connection, little one.
Mm-hmm. The other one's smart,
I'm
and he
assuming
stands up with, well, he stands with like hands, claws on hips, chest puffed out, very prideful.
Very nice of you.
as soon as he stands up, on his shoulder, you're gonna see the celestial raven appear. Same shoulder that it normally sits on Zed's.
And there it is. Are you really gonna go have it fed again? Now that you've spent an hour on it.
No, immediately, no. Although it probably won't be the last time.
I doubt it. It's far easier to replace that than it is to replace one of us. I would hope so, anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that little ritual works for anything else but that little one. So
Right? And as this insightful conversation winds down, it nears the time for the next watch.
All right. If you do end up killing it, give me its body. I'm going to have to pray to the devourer in reverence for what it did.
talking about
Did
the
I
raven?
take? Yeah,
Okay.
animal sacrifices. I never. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I took some of the body parts from the water side earlier.
Right. Who are we making up?
Oh, I believe it was Sorry and Veldrin, or who was going to be first watch or
I
last
had
watch, I
said that
guess.
I would fill in whenever, so if no one did second with sorry, Vildren will fill in.
Veldrin and Sorry, I think. I'll go wake up Vel. Do you want to get Sorry?
Sure.
All right.
Um
Right.
the those doors, Cube, that we closed, do they open inward or outward? Like from our perspective, I guess.
I mean, technically both.
All right.
Doors doors don't open technically both ways.
You know,
It-
like the door
I
on
mean,
a gas
normally anyway.
station? Like a door on a gas station, you can push both
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
but then you can't really shut the door like the way like the door shut a couple of times and we couldn't open it.
You
Like there
can
has
lock a
to be
door.
a never mind. As a carpenter, I'm only speaking from this world, so never mind.
That's also it happens to me all the time. Sorry, because I'll be thinking about something. I'm just like, but it doesn't logically. And then I'm like, oh, we're in the Feywild, so
Right.
Well, Underdark, but the door,
no, I know it
it
was
still
just a
has
reference of
like the door, it still has the like little wooden thing you can put behind it, the bars, whatever you can do. So whether it opens inward or outward, it wouldn't change the fact that if it's, if that thing is on there, it's not going to open either way.
You
I
mean
guess
like some kind of a deadlock? A deadbolt? Doesn't matter. Not important. It's okay. That
the
doesn't
thought
matter.
the thought process that I had was if it opens inward, I have this immovable rod, and so he was gonna literally just place it in front of the door and activate it, and so the door would not open. Um, but it regardless, it was the purpose was to try and lock it more so than just with the thieves' tools or anything like that. But
Right.
um, Zed will wake up sorry.
Double
Um,
acting,
I
double acting swinging doors.
I um I think it's your watch.
All right. Thanks, mate. Okay. I'm ready.
And Zed will kind of like position himself near the door or the doors, um, and try and rest there. And his raven, because it doesn't need to sleep, will be on watch as well.
Oh, that's great. Thanks. Is there anything you noticed that you want to tell me about?
Oh, yeah. Niavara wants animals for sacrificing, I think, and um, there was a large creature. You remember that big winged beast that was around? It's still flying out there. Otherwise, I think we're
Oh,
fine.
really? Is it on? Okay. Okay. But you don't think it's noticed us?
Well, it was only going by like every once in a while.
Okay.
So yeah, it seemed like
Just
I'm
looking
not
about, right?
sure. It's not like circling. No, not that I think.
Okay. Great. Thanks. Yeah. Get some rest, eh?
I yeah.
Well, Neovar will poke Veldrin. Vel,
He gets up.
watch time. There's a big
All
fuck
right.
off bird outside. Should be fine in here.
Is it the same one that we saw before?
I haven't seen it myself, but probably.
It traveled quite a distance then, which is something to look into, if it is the same one.
Yep, it's a big bird. All I'm saying, from the perspective of a predator, we're a lovely group of meals trapped in a small little location.
We
Of
are, but we
course that's gonna
also
track. Yes.
traveled very far very quickly.
Yes. Think of its wingspan. Oh, it must be massive. Either way, I'll see you in the morning. Unless you, I don't know. Never mind, I'll see you in the morning.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Don't
that
say
I would
that.
die. I don't think that I would die without fanfare before you woke up.
Yeah. Yeah. Good night.
Good night,
She'll
Neva.
wave off. Sort of, toddle off to the corner.
He will join Sari for the watch.
All right, then. How you doing, Deldrin?
Well, Niavara told me that there's a large bird thing flying overhead that she didn't get to look at, and if it's the same one that was overhead when we got here, I would like to find that out.
Right. That could be risky, though, just exposing ourselves to it. I mean, I don't know that it knows we're here since we're indoors. Maybe we don't want to risk it exposing ourselves. It might not even, it probably doesn't even know we're here. Maybe this is its normal flight path, you know?
That's possible, but there's also that of all of us, Niavara is not wearing one of the amulets from Lady Miriam. And we are in the Underdark, where someone, a particular someone, would be interested in tracking where we are.
Well, how about we just let it see if it's, if it starts looking like it's getting closer. Zed said he thought it was, just pretty far up there. So why don't we wait and see when it comes back by if it's trying to take a look closer or if it's just flying by. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to risk having it see us if we go outside to get a closer look, you know?
There is the window up top.
That's true.
So give me perception checks.
Okay.
Almost in that. For these when they're doing attack rolls.
Not bad.
So with a 28 and a 23, you probably would hear the thing like once throughout the watch. Large flying creature. You probably would hear like shuffling of mushrooms above you. Actually, probably not. That's still like 300 something feet up there. It's where the Myconid would not Myconid, the Flumph was. I don't know. Maybe you'll see like a mushroom eventually like fall down here or something from the Flumph's constant tending of mushrooms. But yeah, with the 28 and the 23, you don't really hear much going on outside. Just, maybe like, probably nothing that would catch your attention that would require any kind of investigation. Like, yeah, you might hear some small creature skittering around or like a bat flying by, but nothing that's like, other than the massive winged beast outside, nothing that stands out as a concern.
Okay, great. I can't
Well,
say
if
that I
there's
like. Oh, what's
I
that?
was gonna say, if there's no option to get eyes on the thing, because they only hear it pass over once. But you may continue.
Oh no, that like
So
for
do you,
your perception
oh,
checks, that's all you would pick up without, purely from not trying to open the door kind of perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the raid. What up? Welcome in.
And you're talking for the whole watch that we don't really hear anything, nothing that warrants investigation.
And thank you for the follow. Yeah, so
Unless you
that's just over the duration of the watch. So if you wanted to
Okay.
interact or anything or RP or anything like that, then that's just the course of, you know, instead of it being like you give me a perception and, give me a perception every 10 minutes is just sort of an overall. So if
Right.
something does arise, then, that gives me the ability to interrupt or what have you. But for the most part, just sort of the TLDR with those perceptions, that's what you notice.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid.
It's a
How's it
bit
going, Madness?
dreary, isn't it? This place. I don't know how you grew up in a place like this without a sky above you. That would be just, oh, I think it'd be really hard. Would for me anyway.
I think that being out with a sky above me is much more disconcerting than being in here.
Right. That makes sense, I guess, since that's the way you grew up. It makes sense. Yeah.
Thank yous for the follows. Appreciate yous.
I suppose it's what you're used to. I mean, just depends.
Like, to me, I find the Underdark and the mushrooms and the land itself very pretty. The people, not so much. Many of the drow follow a specific structure that it's not exactly very accepting of differences. Disobedience quite literally can get you killed.
I don't suppose it's safe anywhere here. I mean, there's dangers in the Feywild too. Yeah, you've got good people and you've got not so good people wherever you go, I suppose. It is beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's really, parts of it are just absolutely beautiful. I do love the mushrooms. I just would I just tire of not seeing the sky, seeing the change of the day. I miss that for sure. You don't know down here, is it day, is it night? That's the part that's disconcerting for me mostly. It is beautiful, there's no doubt about that, but I just miss that sense of the passage of the day.
The cycle of time down here is mostly handled by routine timekeepers, things that tell us when time is, but otherwise there's not many things to actually indicate when the time is. On the surface, you could look up at the sun or the moon and see roughly what time of day it is. Down here, the only reliance is we're told.
Wow. Do you think anyone's ever been untruthful, changed it up on you a bit? I'm just
I
kidding.
can guarantee that has happened. There's one of the main things that I was taught growing up is no one can be trusted. Not even really my own family, because all of it is some pitch to gain higher status.
What a rough way to grow up.
It's how the drow are. If you are caught slipping up, you're dead. If you're caught committing a crime, you're dead. Amongst the drow, there is no crime. The only crime is the one you're caught for.
Hmm.
So lying, deceit, all that is just is what everyone does.
Well, how'd you ever trust anyone?
I didn't really. I mean,
You trust your sister, yeah?
as much as I can.
That sounds like a lonely way to be.
It is. I mean, according to Mother, she killed our father because he decided he that what was going on wasn't okay. And so it's like not even the people that say that they love you the most can you even really trust.
That sounds like you could trust her, though. I mean, did she kill him to protect you?
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't even know if she's telling the truth that he is dead.
Oh, gosh. Well, gosh, Mildred, that sounds really rough.
That's how they are.
Do you think your sis? Do you trust? But do you think your sister's the same way? I mean, it seems like she really cares for you.
I think Niavara does care, but I also think that there is a lot of our mother in her, and it comes out in a different way, not as cruel of a way.
Well, how does it come out?
The lying, I know she says that it's because of her religion, but it's also what she was taught. It's what I was taught. It's what everyone is taught.
Right, kind of like everyone's just trying to protect themselves or look out for themselves. That kind of lying, like self protection.
Yes, every like I was kept mostly inside of the house. It was mother's bid at trying to keep the family line going. After everything that happened, the Maival house was cut down to a very, very small amount of people. Other than mother, the only survivor was one of the old matrons of the house, and she's dead now.
Oh, wow. How old were you when Niavara left?
What was that?
How old were you when Niavara left?
The first time?
Well, I guess I didn't know there was more than one time.
Niavara's job within the house was often to make up for what I couldn't do. I was too precious to get rid of. I was a bargaining chip. And so Niavara would be sent off to do killing that would have fallen on my shoulders. And the first
Oh, wow.
time we were young, I don't even remember how young Niavara was anymore. I hardly remember. Sometimes it's hard to keep the timeline straight.
But she would come back soon enough. Yeah, I mean when she left for good and didn't come back, were you already grown up or were you younger?
She had never left for good, really.
Well, I mean the last time she left, didn't she? I know she was trying not to be found by your mother, and
The last time she left, we left together. And
Ah, okay.
the circumstances of that were Mother had cut off my hand, the one that is now regrowing.
So you got separated while you're after you left together. I see.
Yes, when we went into the Feywild.
How did you get separated?
Some cool trick. Because the place I went to was right back home to Mother.
Intentionally.
I believe so, because after I disappeared, the twin appeared.
Gosh. Did you know it was her? I mean, don't they look alike?
The twin?
Yeah, don't they look alike?
The first time I saw her was when we were in the room in the tower.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that she came back to your house, to your mom's house.
Oh no, it's almost as if be
Are you there?
I never
Are you
did really
there?
get to
Oh, there you are.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. I couldn't hear you. Um,
He had said
after I
that like they had switched places, like he went back to Mother and the twin was where he was.
Oh, okay, okay, I get it now. Okay, gotcha.
Do you know exactly what it was that happened about 500 years ago with the drow? Hello?
What you talking about?
He had asked if she knew like what exactly had happened with the drow about 500 years ago.
Ah, no, I don't.
The way Mother told it is it was aggression from other gods to strike down Loth, and because of it, the drow were cut down almost to nothing. And now we are here, rebuilding what we can. And when it all happened, Mother was a child, so she was there. And I have no ability to check what she said other than what the drow themselves say.
Right, so in a way you don't know at all, like what really happened and if you can even trust the story or the legends or jeez.
I am starting to doubt a lot of it because Loth in particular has a belief of killing the drow that are not good followers, either killing us or turning us into driders. But there are so few of us now, so why are we killing each other?
Right.
And that's why I left. I had to kill in order to become a paladin, and it did not sit with me. I didn't
You had
realize
to
what it
kill
was.
some of your own people?
Yes. It was a
Ah,
sacrifice for Loth, an initiation, a rite into becoming a paladin, and I didn't get there by accident. I bought into it, and I didn't know what I was doing until I personally had to kill. I had whispered into Mother's ear for years. I had given her directions of where to go and who was doing the wrong thing.
that sounds so twisted.
Spicy.
The whole thing is rotten.
I can surely see why you left.
What about you, the Fae?
Oh, they have their own crazy, crazy way of politics and lies and mischief and all of that for sure. But it was a good upbringing with my parents. I feel really lucky that way, you know. I mean, I knew they loved each other. I knew they loved me. I didn't understand how crazy the politics were, or what my parents had run from. But I learned that later. But I suppose they sort of raised me in a sheltered way. That's why they ran away from the court. Well, that's mostly why they ran away from the court. You know, to raise me in a less I don't know what you want to call it, but I grew up in a small village where they were just trying to in a part of the Feywild that's kind of a neutral ground, and they were trying to disassociate themselves from all the crazy politics. And I think well, my father's from the summer court, but I don't know the things I've learned lately. Oberon might be the one that killed them. I don't know. I'm still trying to work it out, and I don't know what to make of it all. But I do know that I grew up with my parents' love, and I suppose that's worth a whole darn lot. But what
Why
I've learned
were they
lately,
killed?
well, that's what I'm trying to understand. I thought it was I thought it was Kozik's Dark Lady that had them killed, but it looks like it might have been Oberon, and I don't even know what to make of it.
I
And I
don't know
have
much of the
no
Fae.
idea. What's that?
I don't know much of the Fae. I'm not sure who Oberon is or what the Summer Court is.
Well, there's kind of two political factions in the two sisters in the beginning that fell apart, and one of them is Kozik's Dark Lady, and and then there's the other sister, and Oberon was her, I suppose, husband or consort rather, and so my parents were aligned with that was called the Summer Court, and generally thought of as well, not as harsh as the others, but they're still liars and connivers and manipulators, just like the others. But on the outward side, they didn't appear quite as bad, but they were certainly just manipulating everything. But anyway, I have no idea why they killed my family or my mentor. I don't know. I thought they were involved in some political something and they got killed by the Dark Lady, but now it looks like Oberon, who's the king of the court that my father was a part of, that he might be the one that killed them all. And I've got no idea why. That just,
Who, who
oh, it
was your
just
father
burns
in?
me day and night.
Who was
Oh,
your father in all of this?
he wasn't, he was a member of the court, but he wasn't, real high up. He was somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, and he thought when he left with my mother that it was all right, and he was given leave, and it would be all right. But I think they must have been really angry at him and felt betrayed by his leaving or something because he thought he'd had their leave and it was okay for him to leave, but maybe it wasn't, and maybe they were really angry that he did. Maybe it's like no one leaves our court or something like that. I don't know, but um, I don't know. That's the problem. I was young when they left, so they never really talked to me about what happened and what was going on. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's the hardest part, not having much of any idea, what why the heck they were killed. I mean, it's just on this journey that I found out that it was Oberon that killed them and not
Lore drops.
not the other court, the Dark Lady, like I thought it was. So I got no idea, and it kills me, it burns me up not knowing, why the heck they were killed. So yeah, I've got no idea. So I suppose in a way, I mean, I don't trust any of them like the way that you don't trust the drow, but in my own family, I certainly trusted my parents and felt their love. That was not a question. I never felt like it sounded like you felt in your home. It's more the politics of everyone surrounding that wasn't, something I could trust, but my family I could.
It seems like the Fae and the Drow at least have that they are quite a lot of liars in common.
It seems like it, doesn't it? That's really, and I wasn't raised that way, I was raised like, I don't know, I was raised to be a good person. And yeah, I know maybe that's part of why they left, they didn't want to be a part of that world anymore. And they, wanted just a simpler, more honest life, I guess. But yeah, it still baffles me.
All right.
It's a sad tale, isn't it? The Drow and the Fae, and they're all just a bunch of liars and scoundrels. But at the end, like, everyone's trying to just make their way, I suppose. It's
And,
just this fucking lust for power. Everyone's got this fucking lust to have more power and more control, and it
and
just
what does it
turns people
actually
into
get them in the end?
monsters. Exactly. It just makes them monsters with nobody close, nobody to love, nobody they can count on. That's an awful way to live. I don't get it. Not at all.
All right.
Well, sorry. I know that we do not always see eye to eye on everything, but I can help you as much as you would be willing to figure out what happened to your parents.
Well, then that's an awfully kind offer. I appreciate it and I accept it gratefully. And I know we don't see eye to eye sometimes, but I always respect you and I always respect your point of view and I do listen. I want you to know I have a great deal of respect for you.
You are a very good fighter. You have a good heart. You're
That
very
means a lot.
strong.
That means a lot. Thank you. I suppose it's time to go wake the others up.
I
It's been
think
good
that
to
is.
connect with you, Velgen. I'm glad to know more about you.
I think you know more about me than most people.
Well, I consider it an honor then.
All right. So you go and wake up the next two. A nice, kindly elbow drop to the gut.
Just a
I just give
swift kick.
Kozik a little nudge with my foot. Hey, Kozik. Hey, brother, wake up.
All right, all right, all
Actually,
right.
sorry, mate. It's your turn for the watch. Eh,
Yes.
we didn't see much, but there's some big winged creature that's flying about, but it's way up high, and we only heard it go by just once. And I think Zed and Navar heard it maybe a couple of times, but it seems that it's not interested in us really. It seems really high up there, and but that's the only thing we noticed.
All right, thanks. I'll try to stay out of sight.
All right then, thanks, mate. Thanks for taking over.
All right, all right.
I'm in bed.
All right. So it's just Kozik on this one, or anybody else?
Isn't Opal? Isn't it? Wouldn't it be Opal that goes with me?
I don't know if Opal ever mentioned they were doing a watch.
Oh, okay, but I thought we usually paired up. Okay.
I don't know. Is Opal doing a watch? Opal might have stepped away. Airbo.
Opal.
Yeah, probably stepped away. All right then.
It's my fault. I accidentally woke him up at like 3 in the morning. I woke myself up too. Tripped while getting out of bed, and I like crashed into my a table nearby. Thought I fell down the stairs. So
Should have elbow dropped him.
right. So he and I have I don't know what time he was able to get back to sleep. I wasn't able to get back to sleep till like 6. I'll go poke him.
Well, while that's getting done, so Kozik, we'll start with the perception.
Okay. Deceiving. Right, all right. Seems quiet.
All right, so with a 21. Nope, the first thing you would notice is a very familiar tabby cat. And it's currently standing, or sitting. And this is as you wake up, like just as everybody, the watch switch happens, and they just lay down. You do a bit of a double take as you wake up and stretch and get yourself ready to be very observant. And yeah, there's a very familiar looking tabby cat. And it seems to be sitting and staring directly at Zed.
Huh. Well, I hold out my hand and I, beckon for the cat to come over.
It turns and notices you, and then pads on over. Just stares at you.
Well, yeah, I definitely try to pet the cat.
And it doesn't stop you.
So it does like being petted.
I wouldn't say that either. It's not like rubbing against you or anything. It's just sitting there letting you
Mhm.
do it.
Well, to what do I owe the honor of your presence?
Meow.
Thought so. Well, I guess it's positive. It's good to know that the Dark Lady's hand can reach so far, even down here into the Underdark.
And it goes back to staring at Zed.
Huh. Well, what is it about Mr. Thatcher that's so darned interesting?
And then it looks back to you and flicks its tail in response in response to your question. Meow.
Huh. Well, you showed up before in times when I feel as though I was meant to understand something, but I'll be darned if I really have understood anything so far. And then the last place you showed up, there in that colossal horde, that dragon horde, I don't even know why we were there. Although I do feel a little bit richer. Thank you, thank you.
You're patting yourself on the back. I do feel richer. Thank you, thank you. Pat self on
Thank
shoulder.
you. Thank you. You did point us in that direction.
Also, I see Opal's unmuted. Was Opal on watch?
Yes, she'll join him.
Does he
And
see the cat as well?
Let's find out. Opal, give me a perception.
Or she?
$13.
It is at that perfect angle between Kozik, Zed, that you don't really notice the cat.
Are you petting the cat again, Koza? Or no?
Well, yes, clearly.
Then you would see a cat.
Okay. Huh. Where'd the cat come from?
Cat just seems to appear, doesn't it? It seemed to take a lot of interest in Mr. Thatcher over there.
Hmm.
Not really sure why. And I was sort of questioning it, but all of its answers just sound the same. It says meow.
Might need to speak with animals. And I believe that is a shoot. Veldrin line of expertise rather than me.
No.
It might just be a regular cat, as weird as that might be.
Here, amidst this ruins in the mushroom forest,
I don't know, cats get everywhere.
they certainly
Little
do.
ecosystem destroyers they are.
Even down in the dwarven mines, we often had little cats with bells on their necks. Not really sure why, but Ruff is famous for it.
Disconnected.
Oh no, we lost. Sorry.
So is the cat hanging around? It's just sort of being there.
Yep.
Uh, well, I don't know what I'm meant to do, cat. Do you want me to wake up Zed?
Hmm.
You would
Do you
see
want
its little not aggressively, but like, you know, kind of flexes its claws a little bit and stretches. Or I should say like flashes its claws as it were. And let's see. You know, it would even like go up to, because it doesn't really have like a sleep. Nobody really has like a. Trying to think of something a cat would be able to claw on in a tower.
anybody's clothing?
All right, Kozik's clothing.
All right,
I
thank
mean,
you.
also anything that's wooden. Cats do that.
Yeah, on the stone floor. Not much wood down here.
Are there
Yeah,
mesh
basically the cat is goes up to Kozik and like does like the stretch. You know, we'll say he's like the cat is scratching at like Kozik's shoelaces or like shoes, unless he has sandals. Then good luck.
I don't have sandals on. Come on.
He doesn't have
With
sandals
socks.
on. He has socks with sandals.
Ah, gross. Ah, yes, the ancient dwarven footwear. Sandals. Would that not be unsafe in a dwarven mine?
It would be incredibly.
Ah, yes, imagine your coworker's pickaxe finds your foot. Actually, I imagine regardless of the kind of shoe that it would still hurt.
Got some very nice, elegant boots on that have
Well,
survived this whole adventure.
the cat's definitely clawing at him as you
Hey.
ask that question.
Well, all right. I can see the cat isn't gonna leave us alone. So, can I pick up the cat?
Yep, it just dangles there like a wet noodle.
Well, that's good enough. And then I go over and kind of gently prod Zed.
Poke, poke.
To try to wake him up.
Does Zed wake up?
Oh, yeah, sorry. What's that?
Sorry about that, Mr. Thatcher. I know that you've already been on watch, but you see this Harbinger cat has shown up again, and it's really taking an interest in you and won't leave us alone.
And I'm rather interested to see where this goes.
Indeed.
Aren't you, Kozik?
I have an inkling of something that might be a concept I'm familiar of.
That's the
It's
most
weird.
lawyer-esque vague answer.
My client can neither confirm nor deny if he wants to see if this cat is going to eat Cedrin alive.
I'm aware of some sort of emptiness or some sort of otherness about Mr. Thatcher's soul, I guess.
I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, right.
I'm loath
Right
to mention
here.
it, but
So normally that cat shows up for you, Kozik, and now it's just staring at me.
Cold, lifeless, somewhat murderous eyes, as cats usually have when they're staring at you from being carried.
Zed's gonna look over to the raven. I don't know exactly. It's hard to picture this room, but it's perched up somewhere. And then he'll just kind of like glance back over at the cat, and he's gonna want to send the raven just kind of like flying past it to the other side of the room, just to see if it is distracted at all or if it's just locked eyes on Zed.
I mean, you'd see the cat's ears flick and tail swish as being held up, like I said, like a wet noodle.
Okay.
But it's just
They
staring
just
at you.
love that.
Oh. How did it get here?
Oh, apparently I missed something. What got where?
Well, cat, what now? And I kind of give it a little shake. Not like a violent, but for emphasis.
Zed, give me a perception check.
All right.
Okay. Right, not bad.
So Kozik, just barely, just because you're holding it in front of you, and it's more of an angle thing. You'd see the little cat's like claws extend outward, and then like retract. Zed didn't notice that though. This is staring at you.
Zed's just still waking up.
Well, I put the cat down.
It goes back to just sitting there.
Well, I suppose it'll just have to continue to sit there. You can go back to sleep, Mr. Thatcher. Sorry to have woken you.
No, that's all right, mate. It's odd whenever that thing shows up, though.
It tends to be, yes.
Does it ever speak to you?
Meow.
That's all I've ever gotten out of it.
And even if you tap your helmet, it's just still.
I don't think that's a language, mate. I think it's an animal.
Right. That's fair.
Well, next time it shows up, maybe someone who can speak with the animal will have a little chat with it, but I can only try to decipher its movements and indications. I don't know what it's trying to say. Meow.
Meow.
You
It
have
walks up
someone
to
in your
Zed
party that speaks
and
with them.
extends its
God.
little paws and looks like it's gonna climb up on Zed and just just a bit of clawing. Like a cat stretch. Totally normal cat stretching. Like when they like scratch up your couch, kind of like that. Except Zed is the couch.
I'm gonna inside check this cat.
Still waking up and distracted by a cat turning you into a couch cushion.
All right. That's enough. Be gone with you.
Meow. It stops and skitters off.
Ugh. Finally, some peace and quiet.
Like this cat, so how it skitters off, it runs towards the currently shut door. Not like freak out full speed, like what the hell cat kind of situation, but it turns and it starts, walking and then scampers and just before it like impacts the door, it just fades away.
Ah,
That's not weird or anything.
canny. It's uncanny.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try and lay back down.
I mean, that's basically what a cat would do, even if it weren't a harbinger of a dark lady. They'd love to wake you up at 2 in the morning for no freaking reason.
Right.
Well, all right. So I, go back and settle into my place where I'm watching out. And I
Yep.
Sometimes I
say,
think that cat just appears to annoy us.
well, to annoy and maybe to educate, although I'm not sure what lesson it's teaching. However, I must say I am a little curious about Zed and something about his essential nature. It seems that the Dark Lady is interested or wants me to be interested. Not sure.
Dark
Hmm.
lady dating service. Call now.
Ugh. Ugh.
Contestant number 1 is a soulless sailor that has no family.
Out there.
Oh my god.
So, the somehow Zed has to, maybe he has to do with this black diamond of power. I'm not sure. Not sure how.
Hmm. Maybe wherever we're going with Zed will lead to it. But who knows?
I hope so, because I have a suspicion there might be another path that has to be taken. I hope it's just saying that we need to stick with Zed and he'll lead us there.
What are you worried this other path might be? If you have a
Well,
general
this
idea
path
of what it might be.
the path to the Black Diamond might be shorter than we think. The Black Diamond might somehow be among us.
Implying?
Maybe
You
Zed
think
has
it's
it on his person and doesn't know it. Or maybe
Zed is the
something
Black
more
Diamond?
complicated.
That is an interesting theory.
Something more fantastical. But no, there's other strangeness to focus on for the moment. There's a strange pteranodon that could be stalking us up there.
The Underdark truly is weird. Also, hopefully that pteranodon won't be able to lift me. But I'm not gonna put it past its abilities.
I don't think even you're safe from it. Although it might not want to
I
take a
guess we'll
bite.
see then, won't we? Oh, I think that would be a bad day for it. Goes to take a chomp out of me and suddenly beak? Teeth? One of those two things cracks on me. I think that would be funny. Though I'd also say it would be unpleasant to have its teeth stuck in my shards.
That's true. That's true. Even you might need some repairs after that.
Hopefully nothing too extreme. And hopefully I don't lose anything. But hey, things to worry about in the future. We'll just have to keep our eyes open and make sure that nobody disappears into the darkness.
Ugh. The worst.
And I mean, if we're in our gaseous forms, can it even attack? Or can it even get a meaningful hold on us? I doubt that.
Gaseous form wouldn't be available
Well,
today.
I just hope that when we all awake, that at some point we can renew our
bitty.
gaseous
Bitty, bitty,
forms.
bitty.
Perhaps we can have that enchantment cast again, and we can all travel quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else more to perceive?
No, that's the gist of it. They saw the cat. I mean, you probably would have heard the flying thing once or twice, but you know, beyond that, it's relatively quiet. He sounds loud.
I think I can hear the mushrooms actually growing, maybe walking around.
Out of character, is it like a Dark Souls 1 mushroom person?
Don't know until you come across it.
Damn, that's interesting. Huh. That.
This place is rather too moist for my liking, I'll tell you that much.
Do dwarves keep their caves dry?
Just a little bit of lore
It's
dropping and
dry as a
character
bone.
interaction.
And in good order. Geometric, not like these strange caverns. Although this tower is quite nice anyway.
It's made of stone, and you are a dwarf.
I admire it. Although it did fall over, and it's strangely built into the side of a hill. Oh well.
I mean, what's new? Dwarves appreciating stone? A revolutionary concept, really.
All right. So, as your watch comes to its conclusion, rests would be completed. The appropriate amount of time would have passed.
Alright, checking everything I
Yay.
have. It's ready. Yep.
So for the human thing, after the long rest, I'll get inspiration. If I have one, can I divvy that out to someone in the party? I think I've asked that before.
I believe so.
Okay. Does anyone not have an inspiration?
Nope.
All right. Well, you can fight to the death for it.
Me neither. Do what?
Fight to the death for it. Alright, everybody roll initiative.
Gavin, heads or
Oh.
tails?
Opal's just gonna do Thunder Wave. We know
No,
Number
Opal's
two,
gonna do
Gavin.
it.
There's three of
Uh,
us.
You know what?
Oh,
sorry.
it's a 1d3. Sorry. Okay. 1 or 3?
Uh,
I'll take 2.
Do a
1.
Three.
do D6.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, do a d6? I was gonna do a d3.
You have a D3?
Yeah, you could
Do
just
D-
write.
I mean,
You
Oh.
could just write a slash
Yeah,
roll
that's true, that's
1d3.
then do
All
it.
right. Yeah, go for it.
Damn
All
it,
right.
Gavin.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Once again, I'm
We
just
just hear this ominous voice echoing through the tower.
little do they know, clerics actually have a voice inside their head that. Hi, Bobo. My dog is so cute. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I've not given you the treat that you've so righteously earned, my dog.
Righteously earned.
Yeah, by being cute.
Brody's a paladin, apparently.
Clearly.
Or a sorcerer. They use charisma.
That is true.
That's true. Do sorcerers earn powers, though?
Okay, then a warlock.
I don't think warlocks aren't anything. They work for them. That's who
And
he's.
I'm gonna be honest, if Brody is anything, he is the Eldritch patron. You have to
These
throw the
gifts are
ball
not
to him.
given; they are earned.
Also, thank you for the biddy, in case I didn't say it.
That'd be cute art. A dog as a warlock.
Eldritch Bork.
Eldritch Bork. Now there's a character creation idea.
That does sound really fun. Funny.
They made the deal because they wanted something to throw the ball to him.
All right. So you all pretty. I mean, you got your long rest in, and you are still within the safety of, well, relative safety of this stone structure. So, and after a long night of resting, lore dropping, prophecy telling, and I guess more questions. What's the plan?
All right, team. What are we doing? How are we leaving the tower? Are we going to even try and deal with the thing that's outside?
Yes, of course. I think that'll be really great fun. It's called We Use the Door.
Well, we talked about exploring this fort more, so we can see if we can find anything like a map or anything to tell us.
Exactly. So we have to go back out, go back down into the place that we fought the undead, and keep trying. That's the end of the fort. I'm excited. And she's definitely like wiping her hands off after prayer. Using her top skirt to make sure her hands are all clean. She's like, look at that. Beautiful. So I think we use the door. Let's go.
All right.
Yawn. Yeah, let's do it. Getting up.
Remember, get all of the gunk out. All right. Pop all of your bones, all of your joints. Make sure you get everything ready. Stiffness can lead to death.
Yes, I suppose so. And I'm kind of like, And I wonder what kind of sinews and muscles and stuff Opal has.
None.
Yeah, it's ironic.
Ironic, if you will.
So, yeah, yes. Okay, well. And sorry, I mean, aren't you excited about the prospect of cleansing some more undead?
Opal whiffs a punch on Neovara. That was horrible.
Rolled a hit.
Yeah, I did. That was a 10.
Whiffs.
Yeah, that's what I said, wasn't it? That was a terrible joke, and I wish I had hit you.
Oh, come on.
You did just get
Don't make a
inspiration.
mountain out of the small hill.
So yeah, I think Zed would stretch, and he'd go to because I think we did lock the door. So he'd go to unlock the door and probably step outside and see if there's any sign of anything changing or that has changed, I guess.
Give me a perception. As you open the doors, do you open them innie or outie?
Um, I'd probably so I could unlock it and then just open one door, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's double doors. So yeah, I would just
It's
open
double
one of
doors,
them
but it has
inward.
like the panic bar.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's no wood in there.
Let's see. Perception. Not great. 13.
You are greeted with the very familiar aroma of mushroom forest in its full context. Yum. Like walking into like walking into a store and they have like that fan that's like right in the door, so you just like, oh, yep.
Thanks for that. Um, yeah, he would step
Mushroom blasted.
outside and probably step toward the cliff edge and look over, because before when we went over, we were all in our gaseous forms. So I think now he's more or less trying to get an actual gauge of how far down the rest of this tower is.
Beyond your light vision.
Oh shit. So he's gonna walk back at least to the door, and he's gonna kind of poke his head in. I can't see anything over the cliff edge.
Have a good lurk.
So that might kind of pose a problem as far as us getting down there.
What do you mean can't see?
Well, it's just, I mean, when I look over, I can't even see the ground. It just goes into darkness. I could try and send my Raven down there, but I think it's still got limited sort of range. I don't even know if that doesn't have dark vision, does it?
Yeah, can I, for example, see down anywhere?
I mean, you'd have the same scenario. Your dark vision only goes so far, and you wouldn't see the ground from looking over the
Yeah.
edge.
Well, it's quite a ways down. I guess we can try and rappel. It doesn't seem to be any internal stairs in this part of the tower, does there?
I think that's all the bit that broke off.
That's all that, yes.
So, well, that's gonna be a lot of rope. If it, and he's gonna, I'm standing like kind of like at the entryway. He's gonna look up at the height of this part of the tower. If it's anything like that bit, that's gonna be a lot of rope.
Well, didn't we go into it last time, so shouldn't we be able to sort of guesstimate how big the drop is?
Yeah, they saw the bottom. Is that what you want to do? Head to the edge and think about
Take a
what you
look.
might recall.
Yeah, at least Neavara would.
Ponder the mycelium might of this fungal forest.
If anything else, I'm thinking about, dropping a mushroom. Cutting it down like a big old fucking tree. She's definitely going to be digging a look over the edge. She has her lantern. She can point it to where needs be. Hey, Bo.
That would be. Let's see. So when you get, oh, and accidentally close laundry. 1 sec. Unclose. Okay, load it back in. All right. So 17. So visually, it would definitely go outside of your range of vision.
Even using the lantern?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
But
Does she sort of
it,
remember where the
you,
door
get-
was?
you can give me a history check. You just remember the cliff was very, very, very high
If
from
only
when
we
you
had
guys
Featherfall.
initially were scouting around.
Hmm. I mean, we
Well,
could use gaseous form again.
Yeah, about
I
that.
suppose
Oh.
I do have a certain ring in my possession that allow me to fall without taking any sort of damage. Maybe you could tie a rope around me and send me down or something.
But if it's so far away that we can't even see. Oh, well, don't you have perfect memory? How far down was it? Like, if you could, like, put a number to it.
About 500 feet through Opal's memory of terrain.
God alive. That is so far down.
Not when you're a poop cloud and you move 600 feet.
Not when I'm a poop cloud, indeed.
I hope you meant fart cloud.
I mean, got to press
Yeah, that is-
that.
Yeah.
All right, fart cloud time.
Let's try it. She takes out her necklace.
So about
y-
that.
Uh-oh.
I was waiting for
So you're
that.
trying to activate it?
Yeah.
Right, it recharges. All right, so you're trying to activate the wind walking again?
Yep.
All right.
Don't see another way down.
Fun thing. Roll me a D100, please.
Huh?
A D100.
Why? Oh, that's so
Ooh,
lucky.
nice.
Oh
That's
my god.
beautiful.
We don't know
That's
what it means
gorgeous.
though. It could be that low's
gorgeous.
better.
Oh,
It could mean that the
It's
bead
gorgeous
blows
either
up
way.
forever.
oh.
I've never
It's
seen it happen, but Christ alive.
gorgeous no
And-
matter what.
Cubed is about to like start reading the last will and testament of Neavara.
No,
Nea- okay.
don't worry about it.
I worry about it.
Oh wait, does that count as a critical?
No, because it's
Damn
D20.
it. This is arguably harder.
You should actually get a permanent inspiration point.
No.
Joking.
All right. So you go and activate the Beateroonie.
Mhm.
All right. Do your thing.
Guess it
All
was
right.
the right direction.
Or it's going to explode afterwards. All right. We all become the puff of clouds. Can't talk. But Neavara starts, drops off the edge as soon as she's a cloud form. So,
Woohoo!
And then immediately starts reforming once she's back in the room of the other tower.
So you're
Well,
going
since-
to the
Since
collapse
Zed-
tower?
We
Wasn't
Yeah,
clear.
isn't that where we need to go?
I'm not sure exactly where you guys explored last time because I lost power, but Zed would be following the group.
Didn't we only really explore one level of the
Yep.
of that tower? Yeah.
Yes, you did. So is the destination another floor or the fallen tower?
Well, it seems like we should take advantage of our form, I guess, and go to the Fallen Tower for now, maybe?
I was just thinking that, yeah. we could
Down we go.
we could go all the way down, and then hopefully we don't spend 8 hours down there, and so we could gaseous form and maybe check the levels on the way up.
There we go. I was just going to say, you guys going to join me?
And so, yeah, I guess are we on like where are we? Where is this tower? I was under the impression that it was on like a beach.
Nope. So if you recall, the shoreline and this cliffside branched away from each other.
Gotcha.
So you surmise that there is a beach somewhere, but
Mhm.
not immediately butted up against the cliffside. So you fly on down to the fallen tower, which, as described before, is in interestingly good shape for a tower that's fallen, 500 feet. Granted, the tower itself is, about 360 feet tall. So, well, plus because there was some underground section. So you'd imagine even then, that's still at least a 200-ish foot drop for a giant tower, and it is still in relative solid state. There's some, it's a little beat up, but it's not like it hit the ground and shattered like glass, which would probably be a testament to the craftsmanship and the sturdiness of what was used. And yeah, you land at you fly down to it.
As said, I revert to a human form basically immediately because I want to be able to explore, interact, and talk.
All right.
So with that in mind, she'll stretch. Does it still sort of feel like there's a sense of looming dread?
Yeah.
Or is that just the undead between us?
Who knows? But yeah, so basically you're just at the base of this massive tower that fell over, and since it's on its side, the bottom is relatively open, as it kind of looks like part of it was just torn out of the cliffside. as far as any rooms that might have been attached to it, those of whatever of those that might have been a part of like the underground layer, that stuff is non-existent practically. But the structure of the tower is still intact. So what do y'all do as you land? Still in the mushroom biome, and you look up and just can't help but be in probable awe of how tall this tower is in relation to this cliffside. But you do know this is a sheer cliffside. This is not like it gradually ramped up. This is just like somebody took a butcher knife and just cut right down, just cut the land, and whatever happened to the rest of this cliff is unknown. It is such a straight cut, straight shot.
Spooky. Extremely spooky, actually. She readies her light, casts Detect Evil and Good on herself. I'll get rid of the aura. Obviously she pings. Zedrun pings is whatever the hell he is.
Aberration Celestial.
And then she's like, all right, let's go kill some zombies. I shouldn't be this excited about it.
Within 30 feet.
Is it killing them if they're already dead?
10
Yes.
Okay.
More like confirming what we already knew.
No, they've escaped the Keeper, therefore we must kill them to return them to his grasp. Obviously.
I see. Alright, let's go.
Detect where? Sense weather.
And so she's,
Within 30 feet.
go
Okay.
back to the room that they had to, get through the last time. And start looking for the way down. Because, this is a level of tower. So she's going to start exploring the floor. Trying to find doors and stuff.
All right. So you would get to, and it does kind of mirror the other tower a good bit. In that the first door is roughly the same height as the first door in the currently not fallen over tower. And at that point, Fiend, let's see, for 10 minutes. So Fiend does ping on your within 30 feet.
Huh? I'm sorry.
Something fiendish nearby.
Fiendish. That's unusual. And she'll sort of turn to a Kozik, raise an eyebrow, make another deal in the middle of the night, Mr. Deep Shaft.
What? No, come on, you're better than that.
I'm better than that.
You know it. I'm here to kill the fiends, not make deals.
I had no awareness of such a deal on your end. Either way. Yeah, fiend up ahead. Everyone, be on your guard. And she'll keep
Fiend
walking
ahead.
forward. Demon of some variety. The infernal sort.
Demon ahead.
So you walked up to the first door, right?
Yep.
Yep. There's definitely a fiend. Let's see, within 30 feet of yourself. You know it's within 30 feet. You where?
That's a good. Yeah, it says you sense the location.
The location. Yeah, it's probably right on the other side of this door.
Everyone ready? She'll whisper quietly.
Work here.
Okay. Starry is gonna
Like
wait. Do I, do,
it's
I
like
haven't.
it's like so close that it's gotta be like butted up right against the door right now. It's that close. You almost feel like you can touch it.
Okay, I have my aura of protection for you guys. You gain a bonus to saving throws.
She will open the door.
It does not open. Locked.
No.
And also, you can make me a quick little dexterity saving throw as you go to open the door and you realize the handle's not a handle. Well, it was a handle, now it's not a handle. It's a
Okay, and you
fleshy,
get to add a
gaping maw.
+2. You get to add a +2 to your saving throw.
Gaping maw. And you pull your hand away, and the mouth that the doorknob that turned to a mouth now turns back to a doorknob.
She'll kneel. And then, make her maw really big as well. Like, I can do that too. What are you?
I'm just a
Is this-
door.
Then please open.
Oh, okay. The door opens.
Is the door the demon?
Yes.
Huh. How on earth did you get out of the hells? Out of curiosity.
Well, binding spells, wizards, the usual.
Oh,
Anyway,
hey.
welcome in. Enjoy your stay.
What was the wizard of this place? Do you know?
An asshole.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've seen him?
Since the last time somebody opened a door.
Which was how many years roughly?
You know, if I had
Many?
fingers, I'd probably be able to count on them.
I don't know how to unbind you, homie. I'm just a cleric.
Damn. And
I
I mean
know.
that literally.
Yeah. Sorry, honey. I would get you out of here if I knew how.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
can you take the
I-
hinges off or something? I can't do that on account of not having hands.
wouldn't you just like fall face forward?
Yeah, but at least I'll be on the floor of my own volition.
But then how would you talk?
You would see a mouth form on the backside of the door. Easily. Look, I'm only bound to be a door, alright? But if I'm not a door that's attached to a wall, then maybe I could go somewhere else.
You know? Alright. I can break hinges. That I can do. I can technically legally marry people as well. But I don't think you're interested in that.
That's a different kind of binding.
I know.
I mean, I guess technically I can legally marry people then.
No, you can't. And she's gonna, try her athletics check on the
Hold on,
breaking the
friend.
hinges.
Hold on. Isn't this an evil entity?
Nah, just a door demon.
If
Yep,
we
just a
release,
door
if we
demon.
release it, won't it go out into the world and cause more mischief?
Isn't
hurt
that what
people?
you adventurers do? Asshole used to tell me all about adventurers. All they do is break and enter.
I mean, asshole's probably been dead for a very long time.
Yeah, I doubt it.
You think his castle's in 2 pieces. And, the room that we were just in is so rotted you can't even find the wood anymore.
Yeah, but I get the feeling if I'm still bound here, then either he's still alive or nobody's been smart enough to dispel magic. Nod, nod, wink, wink.
Oh. I actually can't cast Dispel Magic on you. I'm concerned it's going.
Dang it.
Does it interact? Let me look. Kozik, my dear friend. It's no
You-
more a harmful entity than I am. Besides that,
Well-
devils and demons, typically speaking, or have a code of honor, a code of ethics, one might say. You
Yep.
could, in fact, request it to not hurt people. Should
Yep.
you let it go?
You see
Make a deal.
a pair of big wide eyes form in the door. They're all sad, droopy. I wouldn't have to hurt a soul.
Although I'm sympathetic to his position, and I tend to want to liberate those who are imprisoned, I don't know. Is it the right thing to do?
It's the right thing to do.
So who are you, door friend?
Well, maybe if you give me free, I could tell you.
No, you could tell me right now. You have a working mouth.
I could.
And you should.
Well, if you want to be freed, maybe it'd be a good idea.
Well, how do I know I'll give you my name and then you guys just say, oh, sorry, fella, but dang, we just don't have the resources to help you. If I don't sweeten the
See,
pot
How do
with
you know we
something, then how
don't?
do I know you adventurers aren't going to turn on me? That's what asshole loves to. Assholes,
If we
adventures
If we were gonna
always.
turn on you, if we were
we
gonna
would have
turn on
just
you, we'd do it
left.
right now while you're tied up. So I think you've got nothing to lose here and everything to gain.
I mean, that guy back there was talking about wanting to, kill poor doors like me.
Not
And he,
doors, devils, different thing.
yeah, totally different.
Yeah, look at me in the eye and tell me that, like, if a lemur was coming at you, you would, strike it down.
I mean, I just close myself off and they're stuck outside.
Yeah, because you've been a door for so long. See, I'm small and fleshy, and, like, if something tries to bite me, I need to bite it back. And when that's the angle that you've been looking at the world, of course, things might be, difficult. But asshole, bound you to a door.
And
Yeah, he
what
was
do
an
we get?
asshole.
Being curious.
What since everyone assumes that I'm the master of the bargain, what do we get if we free you? What's in it for us?
I'll offer you all a crisp high five.
Well,
A
I'm
high
in, and that's
five.
it.
The honor of the elevated hand slap.
Some sort of satanic signifier?
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's also
Well-
just, a normal thing, and she mimes doing a high five with herself.
Don't you have any treasure hoard or anything like that?
I'm a freaking door.
Most
Well,
fiends
maybe
don't.
maybe you buried something around here or hid something.
With what? The
Well, he wasn't
hinges?
presumably always a door.
Yep, I was minding
but-
my own business, and hell, having a good time, murdering and killing other hellish creatures. Next thing I know, I'm summoned here and I'm a freaking door.
Your
The
next
worst
thing you
fate
know, there
possible.
wasn't some kind of, you didn't have some kind of incident. It just happened for no reason at all. Or did you piss somebody off and end up like that?
It sounds like he said that he was killing and then ended up in a door as a door. But killing who
And
exactly?
then this wizard,
Other
this
fiends. I mean,
absent wizard.
Other
you're in hell. You're fighting each other all the time. It's actually a lot of fun.
So other fiends for what goals?
You don't know much about hell, do you?
I've never
Hmm.
been.
I mean, you want to go?
I think we're fine.
Well, I suppose we can always, after we release him, we can always strike him down if we need to.
I think if we release him, he'll be more powerful.
You
I am
think?
tending to agree with Vildren on this one. I think he
I think-
probably needs to stay where he is.
Hey now. What's it matter to you if I'm more powerful or not? Anything's more powerful than a freaking door.
Right, but you might use that power against us.
Or not just us, but someone
The
that
other
doesn't deserve it.
unsuspecting creature.
Hey, I offered the elevated hand slap. I'd say that's pretty powerful.
That's not exactly a guarantee of protection or goodwill.
Do you know how many demons would give you an elevated hand slap?
Probably anyone trying to get in your good graces.
And how many has that been for you? One? Me? You're
None.
welcome.
None. But it
I
is
get to
just
be
a
your
cer-
first
it is-
elevated hand slap from a fiendish creature. What kind of I'm giving you an honor and a title of a lifetime.
This guy's good.
Well, I suppose
I
if
mean,
he
he's
is
had
stuck as-
years to sit. He's had years to sit here thinking about his argument, and this is what he comes up with. Bravo, my friend. Bravo.
the honor of my first demon high five being with him.
well, I suppose if it's all about the friends that we make along the way, we can try and free him.
No, leave him there. I don't trust him for nothing.
What if we do make him promise?
Oh yeah, he
Promise-
seems just like the kind of fella that would hold to a promise.
I heard
I mean, depends on the
something
kind
about
of demon.
an honor code. Is this true or is this just hearsay?
Apparently, I'm the only one with a sense of honor around here.
Well, all right. If we free you, will
The
you
only
promise?
one.
Will you promise not to harm any innocent people for a period of 1 year?
Oh, shit. What about all the ones after that year? That's terrible. What if he lives the? What if he lives 1,000 years and he doesn't harm you for a year? That's not much, is it?
Hey,
Well, there's
every
always
life
room to-
saved is an important one, okay? A whole year of somebody not dying. You know how many families that's not gonna have to suffer. And plus, you
For
know,
that 1 year?
yeah, for that one whole year.
Yeah, I don't
Some
think
other
so.
paladin may slay him during that year. Who knows?
Who
Yeah,
knows exactly?
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
might-
present something fair.
Why
Yeah.
is it you need to free him? Why do you want to free him?
I don't necessarily want to free him. It was Niavara that did. Oh, I used your real name. Sorry.
I don't mind the use of my
All right, well,
spiritual
now we
name.
have to kill him.
Now
Yeah,
we
just
must
kidding.
kill him.
We release him from his hinges, please.
All
I
right, let's
don't.
give it a
But
shot.
why are we releasing him? Is there a
Do
reason?
you want to be a dwarf
Did he
for the
ever
rest of
promise for
eternity?
that?
I don't want him to go off killing people.
You mean the same thing
believe
that
he
you
said he would,
adventurers do
Lucy.
on a daily basis, murdering innocent monsters in dungeons?
Hey,
Well,
we're
you know,
effective.
life's just a matter of perspective, and from my perspective, ah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what can I
If
tell you?
if I could put the fingers on my chin right now, and I had a glorious beard, I'd be stroking it as you're responding to my statement right now.
You gonna go home, feed your demon cat?
Yes.
And where will you go if you cease being a door?
Anywhere but here would be great.
And what do you plan on doing when you get there?
Are you going back to hell?
I would like to. It's way more fun there.
Well, I imagine so. I mean, if all you've done up here is be a door. All right, how about this? If we can figure a way to send him back to hell, I'm all for taking him off his hinges and sending him
I
there.
Does
I don't
nobody
have
have
that kind of
banishment?
power. No, that's beyond our repertoire.
Then simply put, I don't think any of us can. At least not at the moment.
I mean, I could find my own way. I'm a big boy.
What
Well,
will you?
currently you're a big door.
Actually, I'm a medium-sized door.
Are you larger as a full demon?
Yeah, pretty much.
So they downsized you. That's kind of rude.
I know, right? Wouldn't you hate it if you're out murdering and killing innocent monsters in a dungeon, and then out of nowhere you blink and then suddenly you've been turned into a door at the whims of somebody who doesn't really give a shit who you are? They just tell you, well, this is your life, now deal with it. And you can't really lock them out because they have complete control over you. You wouldn't like that, would you? And then whoever knows how many years later, a group of pillagers comes through and then says, "Hey, you're a door. We don't want to break you free because we don't trust you because you're a door." I mean, how would you feel
Not
about
because
that?
you're a door. It's not because
Currently,
you're a
the
door.
back sass is not helping you.
That's okay. It's
It's
also
not because you're a door we don't trust you. It's because of
Well,
what you were before you were a door.
would you
Also, I
wow.
take
think your definition of innocent monsters is very skewed.
Wow. I feel
Ah,
like
Most of the
you may
monsters
need
are
to
killing
look
are
bit
inward.
of an oxymoron.
I don't agree. I think that there are plenty of things out there that we deem as evil that isn't. It just takes some getting to know it first.
See,
Right. So
Drow
are
are
you
not
for
in that
releasing
classification.
this door then? Is that what you want, Velger? Do you want to
No, I
release the
don't think
door?
we should yet. But I do not think that all creatures are lost causes just because we see
They
them
come
as
from hell?
evil.
I got
I mean,
I
didn't
got
Cha come from hell?
Yeah, Cha was a pretty. Wasn't he a literal demon prince?
Right, but Shaw didn't have the same attitude that this fella does.
I got an
Mm.
idea.
Oh,
Might
what is
be a,
it?
might be a bad one. What if we just bring this door with us?
Take him off his hinges.
We take him off the hinges, but we don't dispel it
Why?
because then he's stuck as a door, and
Hmm.
I guess
Do you think
maybe
we
he
could
Maybe.
fit him
decides
inside of
to
a bag
be
of
helpful
holding?
at some point to give us a reason to turn him back into his normal form.
Well, what is
You
it
know,
I
that we're
agree.
hoping that he can help us
But,
with?
Well, maybe he could
I
help
mean,
us get the fuck out of here.
we really aren't beating the not adventurers but pillagers stereotype, are we? That sounds a
I
bit
don't
fucked up.
I don't know how he
yeah,
can help us get out of here since he suddenly became a door and that's all he knows about it. I mean, he probably
we
hasn't been
have
anywhere else.
we have the ability to turn him not into a door. We
Yeah,
could
but
strike a bargain.
what can he give us? Nothing.
That depends on who he is and the power
I
that he
will
has.
say too, you're answering for him. We don't know what he could provide, and
Well, he said he
our
could
whole
give us a
goal.
high five. That's it.
I also think he's a
That's why I'm
liar.
not suggesting that we turn him back normal yet, but we could take him off his hinges, and once he gets bored walking around and hearing all of us talk about not knowing where the fuck we are, he might be like, fuck, fine. Let me tell you how to get out of here if you switch me back from being a door.
Well, who's gonna carry him?
Well,
Yeah, who's gonna carry me?
Also, how will we carry him in gaseous form?
Yeah, how are you gonna carry me in gaseous form?
You know that you can't
Zed's
cut
gonna
out the
Zed's
Not
gonna
that you know
point
what that
problems.
is.
Zed's gonna point at Kozik. The little mimic chest he's got hanging around his neck.
I mean,
You're not
Right.
suggesting putting him in
We could
there.
stuff you in there.
I don't
You're
know.
suggesting leaving him here as a door. So don't, like bat an eye at my thought here.
I feel like here in this place, any act of charity is a radical act of goodness. So maybe we should just free him.
Yeah, I
Well,
like that
that's
guy.
interesting. Coming from you, that's funny.
The more I think about it, and you, Madam Sorry, as a paladin, you're all for consigning him to an eternity here in this place. Oh well. Shall we
Yeah.
get
As
them
a
to
paladin,
negotiate free him?
opening new
if
horizons.
you're asking, if you're talking to my paladinness, I should probably be killing the thing. But I'm standing here talking to him, so
I knew a paladin once.
yeah. What happened to him?
Well,
I can see
they
this
fucked up
trip.
on their oath, and I don't know. They kept telling me something about breaking oaths and stuff.
Doesn't one of our
Was that
clerical or
after you were a
paladin
door or
people?
before you were a door?
Oh, that was definitely before I was a door.
You met a paladin in hell.
Well, yeah, you think your ability to partake of any kind of magical energies is limited to a material plane? You think there's not a
Well, I guess
sorcerer in
that's
hell or any kind of hellish clerics?
right. Good point.
So anyway, that guy in the back there had the really good idea. I like that guy.
You want to be stuffed in the mimic?
I don't. So you're feeding me to a mimic? All right. Well, I guess that's better than being a freaking door.
Oh no, you'd still be a door.
You'd just be inside of a mimic.
Mimics eat things.
Yeah, this mimic doesn't. Well, it kind of does. It's weird.
Well, we can take him back out though. That's the thing.
You know what a bag of holding is, yes.
I don't
Yeah, I know what
I
that
don't
is.
think he'll fit.
Well, think about this mimic as that, but a whole lot weirder.
And you think you can fit a door into a tiny bag?
That was my issue as well.
And I don't
How
think
are we
we
going
can
to fit him
dismantle-
into that mimic?
I think we can fit him in, no problem.
I think we
There's
could
enough.
fit him in by chopping him to pieces.
Oh
Who
my god!
are you? I really want
You know
to
what?
know who he
I really
is.
like you. I'm starting to like you more and more too, fella.
Right? Dearest Veldrin.
Oh wow, we just are dropping true names, huh?
Is it his true name or is it just a given name? You think these things too vaguely.
Huh?
Is
mean,
it
my
a true
true
name or is
name-
it a given name?
My true name,
Right.
according to multiple languages, would just be the word shadow in any given language. That is just what Veldrin is.
Veldrin was
Hey,
briefly speaking.
I know
of the
that
word
feeling.
there.
And
Either
well,
way.
well, Master Devil, would you say that you're more enchanted or more cursed?
I couldn't tell you.
God. Okay, can
I
I
mean,
do?
again,
Go ahead.
you can tell us. You're choosing not to, which is quite mean.
Well, I don't know if it's a curse or an enchantment. You think asshole's gonna tell me what it was?
All right, here's a question for you.
Bleh.
Can you tell me what is it you do with yourself when you leave? Would you be about hurting people?
Only if they deserve it.
I
And
mean,
what's your line for that? What means deserve it?
wait,
Maybe
sorry.
I'd become an adventurer like you guys and break and enter. And
Kozik,
You
do
want
you
to
have
join
an
our
axe?
party?
We have not broken and
What? That
entered
we're
into
not
any.
inviting him to join our party. Good God.
Kozik, do you have an axe?
Oh my god. We are not, Chip. We are not breaking the door down for parts.
I've got a hammer.
I've got
Actually,
an
can
axe.
pull out
What you
all
gonna
his
do with
nails.
it?
that
I've
does
got an
bring up.
axe. What you gonna do with it?
I do have an interesting question at that point. If we break the door, is he still stuck in it?
I don't know. Want to try?
And if the
I
answer
think
to
he'd be
that question is
released if you
yes,
broke the door.
if the answer to that question is no, he's still stuck in the wood chips. Could I turn one of those wood chips into the hilt of a sword?
Yeah, you probably could.
Hmm.
But then I wouldn't be able to fight anything for at least a year.
Why do you ask that? Or why do you say that?
Because if I'm not hurting anybody for a year, then I'd be a useless sword.
I don't think you exactly get to choose if the sword gets used or not.
Why
Also,
is it you want to
I believe
take
that
an
deal was
axe to him,
predicated on
Veldrin?
us releasing you.
Could Veldrin kick the door and see what happens to it?
Yeah, kick the door.
Does it have any effect on the demon at all?
Nope. You kick a door. It's a good thing I'm a
Can I?
door, or I probably would have felt that, but I don't have any nerves to feel anything, so.
You know, maybe
Right.
another idea, slightly more morbid potentially than the last. You being from hell and all, probably don't really have to worry about fire, right? So if we lit the door on fire,
It wouldn't work.
So your immunities stay with that. That's interesting.
are
I guess
you
I-
in a door or are you just a door?
Well, I guess we can't find out until we figure out this mystery.
A lot of the questions about this mystery could be solved if you just answered them yourself.
I mean, I'm answering what I can.
Who are you?
A door.
Well, he's
We will
lying
have to roll.
already, isn't he? Because we know he's a demon.
My
Well,
identity
We know
is
he's a
currently a
demon, but
door.
which one is he?
okay. What were you before you were a door? A demon?
A demon. Well, a fiend.
Okay.
I mean,
One.
there's different kind of things.
Which kind?
Uh, E.
Huh?
You are the most original demon ever. No other like you.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but I mean, if you're gonna, yes.
Oh my god, we found John Demon. The original, the only one.
I mean, we could leave here, and then you would remain the door until someone else wandered across you.
Yep, I mean, I got all the time in the world, so I'm sure some other people are gonna find this tower and try and open a door. I mean, I
How
feel
long
like
was it
when you don't
since?
really age as a door, you don't really have to worry about dying. I don't even know how long it's been, but eh.
By the looks of it, it's been a few 100 years.
Oh, I guess time flies when you're staring at a wall.
Can I do an Arcana check on this guy?
What information are you trying to ascertain via a
Whether
check?
dispel magic or remove curse would be more effective.
Sure. Arcana.
Or maybe I can't determine. Let's see. Probably roll terribly. Yeah.
Eh.
What was it that Kozik was hoping to figure out?
Whether I should try to use dispel magic or remove curse, what would be effective on this guy? He seemed to say, if we believe the devil's words, he said dispel magic. As if he might know something actually, but
No, I do think that this particular door is a liar. I also think that if we're going to get nothing, we can move along and leave him here.
I mean, that's perfectly rational as well. It would make sense.
But instead, we've stopped here at
Instead,
this
we did
impasse,
stop here.
meaning that we should just, let him go, let him out, free him, this
Oh
man.
my God, we never had so much trouble with something like this. I
Yeah,
can't believe
exactly.
we're so concerned and there's so much compassion for this hell demon stuck in the door. I
Yeah, who
don't
wants to
get
be
it.
stuck in a door forever?
I also think that if this creature is one that is particularly dangerous and one that would cause more harm to be released, he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, but we don't know. We
We
don't
don't know.
know.
We don't. So I
Yeah,
say we move along.
Exactly. I'm with Veldrin.
Kozik,
Hmm.
Zedrin, Opal.
Yeah.
You obviously can't tell
I-
based off anything. However, think of it from the function of your own self, disregarding everything else. I also am something, untrustworthy, who would probably not want to give people answers straight away, unless they're willing to let loose the thing around my throat.
But
You
the
still
difference
barely give us straight
between
answers.
I feel
but
as
the difference,
though
Miyavara, is you are not capable of great harm
Wow.
like a
is
demon
she
would
not?
be.
Wow. You hear
Not
that?
to the
Even your
level of a
friends are
demon.
saying you're not capable. That's rude.
Oh my god.
I know, he's not even just my friend, he's my brother. It's devastating. He doesn't even know me.
I feel to leave him here in this state and move along. I don't know that I'd be able to live with myself.
I know, it'd be leaving any one of us trapped in a cage. Which is why I think we just let him out and leave it over with. Most devils go back to the hells, where they continue to run.
Right. For what it's worth, Devil, do I have your word that you won't harm anybody for 1 year?
For one whole year. Yep.
Was that a yup?
Yep.
That was in fact a yep.
All right. Let's see. I kind
One
of
whole
focus
ear.
my energies. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see.
He specifically said one whole ear. They heard
What do you
ear.
mean 1 year? Why don't you give him more than that?
Oh, come on.
If
Wow,
you were
now you're
just
Free
like,
him and
now you're trying to change the deal. Wow,
I know
terrible
what I say.
negotiators.
Listen, buddy,
see,
you've
it's
got nothing to stand on. You might as well shut your mouth or you're going to make it worse.
the paladin wasn't even part of the deal. Don't listen. And besides, like again, anybody is already so vague. So
Ah,
So are you
All
still
right, what do
wanting
I have to
elevated
roll?
hand slaps or no?
God, yes, I'll take my high five.
All right, just making sure we got the contract here. So we got. I mean, if I had bifocals, I'd put them on and read the contract. But since I don't, all right. So we got an elevated hand slap for each one of you for 1 year of not hurting anybody, right?
In exchange on our part, we release you from your door bindings. My only other request is that you tell us about the asshole who bound you.
I mean, what little I know, he didn't exactly stick around and have a kind conversation with me, other than open or close.
And you might also be able to tell us what was going on the material plane when you were last bound.
Material. You mean? I mean, I came from hell. Is this the material
Yes.
plane?
I mean, technically, this is the Underdark, but that's part of the material, isn't it? If you know the history of whatever was going on at the time.
Oh yeah, that was a hell of a lot of fighting, man. I loved killing other devils, man. They love putting up a fight. War is great. I love war.
Blood War. Is there any other thing, like, did you know anything about the surface world? Or, I guess, not Hells? Or what the Underdark might have been like? I'm trying to help you out here, like, trying to help us pin how long ago you've been stolen from your life. I'm compassionate. I'm concerned for you. How long in your life have you been stolen from?
Time kind of weird certain
As a
places.
door. Yes. But I'm informing you as your wizard is long dead.
I sure hope so.
Same, because we're in his tower and we're, vandalizing it.
As adventurers do, and I commend that.
See? Is it that we're vandalizing it by freeing you, though? Or are we setting things to right?
Or
What are you?
worse?
He loves war, for crying out loud.
Yeah, the Blood War. Do you not love it when you kill demons who are doing evil things?
Yeah,
And
see?
who say he was doing good by killing?
But is that the only people he's killing?
Yeah, that's what. Ugh. I would explain to you the intricacies of the Hells, but that would be lost on you for a second. Okay, let's just get him out.
Oh, that felt nice. Sure.
Yes, the Blood Wars are
perhaps
something that goes on in Hell. Demons
that's
fight each other.
Gotcha. I get that part. But what's to say he's not going to go about killing non-demon folks up around here?
What does he have to gain out of that? They don't gain
I
power
don't
from
know.
this.
Gained by death. No one actually gains anything when someone
Politics
dies.
and the Hells are different. I regret to tell you. It's
They
very
really
strange
are.
things.
So, Kozik, give me the caster level check.
okay. So what am I? So DC 10 plus the spell's level is level 4.
Well, it's at least 4 or higher. So basically, you're rolling a d20
Oh,
and adding, if I read correctly, it's I think it's your spell. Okay, hold on. You would think I'd have this memorized by now.
well, me too. +3, like my spellcasting ability plus.
Spellcasting ability check.
Yeah, it's plus your spellcasting ability. Yeah, you'd have a +3,
Yeah,
D20
roll
plus
this
3.
then.
and then the DC would be whatever the actual level of the spell is.
It's just
I
interesting that
think
you
this-
don't add adding your proficiency. It seems weird that you don't.
Should you? Like if it's a casting check, it should have your proficiency as long as you're proficient in the magic.
Spellcasting
Oh.
ability checked.
Yeah, it
Oh, okay, right. So
Look at their sheets.
if it's like level 6, then I'm gonna have to beat 16? If the wizard's theoretical spell on this
Yes.
door, right?
yes. And
Yeah.
if because you're casting it at level 4,
Ability
the
check.
caveat to that
three.
is anything up to a level 4 spell, like equal to your let's say that this was a level 4 spell, it would immediately get rid of it.
Right.
You wouldn't even have to roll.
But if it's a higher one, that's where you have to check.
But that's when you have to roll, and that's where that DC, like you were saying, comes in.
Well, even without bonus, I rolled a 19.
Yep, you
Yeah, I
rolled
was
a
gonna say-
base 19. So what's it look like as you're unbinding this door? Like the spell
could be bad.
itself, it typically takes an action, but I'd say like, theatrically it takes like a little bit of time to really fight against the magics in the door. There's a little bit of resistance. Just theatrics. Like you clearly blow the check out of the water, but still like
I square up to the door and I get close to it and put up my gloved hand and I say, "Hey, just don't bite me here, quote unquote friend." And I hold out my hands because it was gonna, it's got a big maw or whatever. And so I kind of gather the silvery energies in front of me like a haze, and then I kind of shoot forward, pow. And maybe the door kind of, did some splinters come off of it? Did it buckle just a little bit? And then maybe a transformation occurs.
all right. I'll at least put a token on the board for them so they at least
That's up to cubed.
Yep. So as you do that, you would see the door itself start to like warp and shift, like it folds, and at some point it kind of seems like maybe it like boils upward, like outward, like a balloon inflating, as opposed to it being just a door, until it starts to deflate into an actual form, of which appears to be
He's materializing.
materializing.
Captain, there's something wrong with the transporter.
Oh, it's just, we're working on the signal.
Materializing. And just as it deflates down, it actually starts to inflate again, but just matching the shape of something. Because it is a medium size. Yeah. So as it does so, it starts to form around contours, almost like like a like air being pulled out of a balloon kind of thing, but it's actually forming over a form until you see something we will identify next time.
Oh, dude. I was waiting for the image.
Nice.
Ah,
Magic takes a while.
magic takes a while. I'm mostly just excited to find out exactly who this little guy is.
On
Since
the
I
board.
spent time arguing for his innocent release, of course.
Indeed.
I mean, he had a compelling argument. You're like, you can kill a lot of people. And he's like, you kill people all the time.
Literally, Neovara's like, yeah, sold.
We're not.
I also
killing
wouldn't want to be in
people.
chains.
We're not ransoming people trying to cross a bridge or something and killing them and stealing their money.
Yeah,
mean-
neither is he.
We're generally
I-
not killing
he's a
people
devil.
unless they're trying to kill us.
Yeah, and devils don't automatically mean killing.
Evil.
No.
Devil means evil. It's in there.
Just like changelings, unseelie are evil, but your mistress.
Well, we'll see. This guy seemed pretty well spoken, so I think we can deal with.
Exactly.
He's a gentleman.
Orderly.
We'll see.
Yep, he's just sassy. I mean, wouldn't you be if you've been stuck as a door?
Exactly.
We'll see if he has cool clothes or not.
We find out who this rich wizard bound.
The demon in the door.
The doorman.
Hey, cute. Dorman.
Ah, yes.
You-
That's one
can I
hell of a
see-
Norman.
Yes.
Dorman. Gorman.
Gorman massacre.
That's where my head goes. Dorman. Gorman.
See. All right. All right. So with that, let's see here. Oh, so yeah. That was fun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thanks for the raids and the support, all the follows. With that, we do this every Tuesday at 7:40 Pacific. Yeah, so we do this every Tuesday at 7:40, give or take. For those of you on the YouTube, we do it over on Twitch, Twitch TV/Cube222. I did manage to get the VODs up in time, so that's good. Tomorrow will be our second D&D game that I run. Different group, different feel. Let's see. And yeah, like I said, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I think that's all the announcements I had. But yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful morning, or at the time of watching this, I suppose, a wonderful morning, evening, or whatever it is in between for you. And hopefully, we will catch each other again soon. But till that point happens, I suppose we will be on our way. Well, wrapping this up. All the announcements have been done, I think. If not, then oopsie. But anyway, we'll see what what they have freed next session. Because yeah, he had a base 19 roll. Yeah, and what information they may gather from it. Perspectives of a demon or of a fiend. Technically, you guys are kind of in some small aspect just as bad as we are, which is kind of funny. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap up there. Thanks for watching. And I guess, yeah, I already said it. All right. Yep. Anyway, later. Bye. Love your faces. Peace.